Hi, on this episode of Small Town Western New York, I'm taking a day trip to a place that even after a few months of exploring, still hasn't exhausted all of its possibilities. You know, one of the deeper aspects about this place that's really impressed me is its sense of place. There's a real there. It's in the ground, it's in the air, it's in the architecture, and most importantly, it's in the people. And it's in the community they work so hard to uphold and maintain. And you can't have a great community without great places to work and shop and play and stay and practice your faith. It's one of the best communities in Western New York. I'm headed to the village of Medina. In a few minutes, I'm meeting my friend Chris Bush here at the farmer's market, because a great farmer's market really is the heart of any ag town's community, and it's a great place to start my day trip to explore and learn more about Medina's community at large. The town has so much going on a general weekly, monthly basis that it's a lot to encompass. And, you know, the reason that we're here today at the farmer's market is I thought it was a nice place to it personifies what happens in the town, because this is a daily, weekly type of thing here.
Oh, yeah.
People are just actively engaged in the community.
It's a Saturday morning community gathering spot.
You guys have this awesome Blue Thursdays down at the park.
Blue Thursdays down at the park, which has been absolutely fantastic. This year we've had 6 top shelf blues bands from Buffalo. We're attracting between 800 and 900 people a gig, which has really been very cool. It's a big crowd, but you know, it's a comfortable park. There's plenty of places to sit, and you know, it's just a great night. It's just a beautiful night. It's right on the canal there, and
yeah, that corner is spectacular. Like the first time you see it, and I think it's funny too, because I've noticed myself when I'm walking around town filming things, and I meet somebody who's lived here their whole life, they appreciate it and they like it, but not like I'm seeing it.
For the first time.
They don't.
Fresh eyes.
You know, and when I saw that park for the first time, I was like, wow, it's just perfectly placed with that beautiful trestle bridge, and then you have the wall there, that retaining wall, and the canal. It's just like picturesque.
It's a perfect spot.
And so it's a great place on a Thursday night to come check out a band.
Absolutely.
Hang out with your friends and your family.
Absolutely. The weekend after Thanksgiving is the big festival. That's Medina's Olde Tyme Christmas, when there are vendors and activities and hay rides and all sorts of things going on all over downtown. And that day culminates with the Parade of Lights, which stretches down Park Avenue and down Main Street, which starts with fireworks, and it's a beautiful lighted parade. All the floats are lighted with Christmas lights, and
that's great.
Around 10,000 people come into the village for that. It's, like I said, Norman Rockwell, old-time hallmark.
But don't you think, too, so maybe part of the reason that kind of synergized everybody is because of that, because we all want that, you know?
Yes.
And if you live anywhere in the vicinity of this, it just accentuates why you live here.
Yeah, when you come to that and you're standing in the middle of that and it's all just kind of happening around you and it just washes over you, you're like, wow, this is Christmas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activities that occur in downtown Medina. Obviously, what's going on behind me is the Canal Village Farmers Market, which happens every weekend, June through October, and then in the winter also. There's a winter market here also. But also in downtown, we have Ale in Autumn, which is the last Saturday in September. And then there's a companion activity to this in the wintertime, Wine About Winter, which occurs in February.
Well, all right, so
the same sort of thing.
All the towns that I've done, that's the first time I've heard somebody actually put those 2 terms together. I don't know who came up with it. That's pretty brilliant, actually, wine in winter.
Well, you know.
Listen, in the middle of winter, we're all
whining about winter, and could use a little wine.
Yeah, it totally works, man. The bike events that you have here are really big. You have one in June, correct?
Yeah, Cycle the Erie Canal stops here. The first stop from Buffalo is here in Medina. There are hundreds of cyclists who are cycling from Buffalo to Albany. And as I said, their first stop is here. They set up what they call a tent city at the school. And it's quite spectacular just to see that, you know.
Whether it's my show, whether I'm making a musical recording, or whether you guys are doing an event, or whether you're even building a community, the layering of life.
Yes.
It's about that depth that you have, and that's what draws people to these things. They don't need to know the work that's behind this. That's, you know, you can stay behind the curtain, but they just want the experiential memory of that.
Exactly, well put, yes.
And that builds that community for you. And if you have a lot of those, which you guys do, it starts to draw people to the community. You know, in a way that they don't even realize they've been here 5 times this year for events, right?
Yeah, hopefully 5 and more.
But that's the idea, though, that you guys are really representing the town in a way that shows it in its best light, shows what a beautiful community is, how much work has been put into this, and you're appreciating what you have. You know, and it's the hardest thing, I think, for everyone in Western New York to really just say, look, we have this beautiful town with this beautiful bone structure. We're going to make this happen. We're going to make this work. And it's not going to happen in 5 years. It's not, might not even happen in 10 years, but eventually you'll get there.
Persistence and tenacity.
Yeah, that's about it, man. That's Western New York.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it's all in our blood.
Just see it through, man. Right?
Keep plugging.
That's it, man. After my talk with Chris, I wanted to step away from the town's main commercial district to get a real feel for what life is like for the people who make Medina home. With gorgeous tree-lined streets and lots of green space, parks, and other features that have turned this into one of the premier communities in Western New York, including a new skate park and a great new bandstand park and a old armory turned YMCA, and so many incredible churches that I hardly had the time to appreciate them all, including one that sits in the middle of the street. One feature of the village that I absolutely fell in love with while I was there was Boxwood Cemetery, that has this masterful, ethereal, almost surreal design as it rises out of the surrounding flattened countryside that surrounds it. And if nothing else, it's simply a very peaceful and serene place to take a walk through, decompress, and just breathe a little. And while I was high up at the apex of the cemetery's hill, I saw what appeared to be a totally contrasting, very lively boat launch, so down I went, back to the car to go see what it was all about, which turned out to be the perfect way to end my multiple day stay in this incredible place. And hey, if like me, you come to this magical little village and would like to spend even more time here, just know that there's plenty of accommodations to suit any taste and budget. From one of Western New York's only hostels to boutique hotels and national chains, there's literally something for everyone and for every size family, whether you're spending the night, the weekend, or even investigating a permanent move to this truly great village we are so fortunate to have here in Western New York. This episode of Small Town Western New York was made possible by the following supporters.